Hey, welcome back everybody to the Pikmins. We have reached double level 5 of Merge Cavern. Also apparently is at the final floor. So we've got likely the guy who's been running around harassing us the last 4 levels to fight. But first things first, let's grab this up because it's a free potion to turn him into rock. And also, I want to put on some purple Pikmin. Grab 5 of these bad boys up. The last one looks like. The last one's grabbed up. We'll have at least some purple Pikmin to damage the boss with. This another thing? Yes, another purple Pikmin area. So create more purple Pikmin, I think. That makes sense, right? Turn these guys into purple Pikmin guys. We're gonna fight the boss. Gonna be great. Gonna be great. And everyone's gonna love me. All kinds of stuff to learn. Great. Brandy. Would you like some brandy, Christopher? No, I'd like no brandy. Thank you very much. Yeah, quite. Brandy. Sorry. I don't know what it is about the liquor called brandy. In all likelihood, I don't know anymore. I was gonna say, in all likelihood, brandy is probably like cocktail juice or something. And like, we're gonna give it the most fancy of names. Hi, remember you? You've been harassing me the entirety of this game. Like an asshole. So we're going to hopefully damage you enough so that you move on with your life. Nope. You do not do the thing where you turn black. What I kind of need you to do. Apparently turning him into stone is not the right answer here. I give it a try anyways. Again, like an Alzheimer's patient. If I can't remember. I really just gotta stop making fun of the Alzheimer's stuff. It's like one of the, it's like one of like 3 things I'm deathly afraid of. Is losing my, losing the ability to be a conscious, thoughtful human being and just sort of regress into this kind of person that, I don't want to say base brain. My grandmother had, I guess, some amount of Alzheimer's or dementia, and I don't know. I mean, I get it. Something's got to get us at the end. I mean, whether it be heart attack or cancer, or you get, excuse me, Alzheimer's, what have you. I don't know. It drives me up the wall. The ability not to remember anything, You ask a question, your son or daughter, or husband or wife, or, whatever, tells you something, and then 5 minutes later you ask the identical question because you can't seem to remember the answer you originally had. Please kill this thing. Alright, we defeated the disgusting rock thing. Now we just have to defeat the rest of this stuff. I think we're pretty well off now. I don't think he has any attacks that can kill my Pikmin. But I do need to finish off the rest of the fight, which is him basically doing that. Oh. I try not to make fun of things because I'm not a karma person per se, but I do kind of believe, like, if you make fun of someone in real life, there's a good chance that God's gonna pay you back for that. Like, oh, you think retards are funny? Haha! Here's a kid with special needs now. Yeah. Not that God particularly holds a grudge or anything, but like, I think sometimes it teaches lessons. Like, you know, like, oh, you think having you know, special needs kids is hilarious? Why don't you try one for yourself? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, turn purple or black so I can fucking kill you. This would be easier if I didn't have only 10 Pikmin. If I had, say, like 20 or 30 Pikmin, this should be over by now. I only have 10 Pikmin to play with, so... Yep, we're just gonna have to live with that for now, I guess. Would you please die? Thank you. Almost dead. Alright, we did it. Oh, bighorn. I should have enough Pikmin with my purple Pikmin to lift this up, but I'll be very butthurt if I find out that it's like weighs 60 pounds and I don't have 60 strength to lift this thing. It costs 10 and I've got 40, 50... I got close to 100, so I'm good. I don't know why I was worried. Got like 2 purple Pikmin in the wing, 3 purple Pikmin. So that would make it like 73 out of 100. I mean, out of 10. Alright, we're done there. We've tried the bullhorn thingy. Professional noisemaker. That's a good name for that. How insulting. This object color is more eye-catching than my own hall. That's hard to believe. I shall connect it to the alarm clock of our esteemed president. Was so fond of. Processing complete. I have refitted both pieces into the Luckaphone. Now simply blowing whistles inspire Pokemon sprouts to pop out of the ground. That is actually pretty fucking sweet, so I don't have to pick them anymore. Alright, so I guess we did it. We've defeated this area, minus probably 1 or 2 treasures. And we're gonna get the fuck out of here. Let's do that. I've salvaged $662, including, looks like $7 in enemies? Anyways. Alright, let's cut forward here. I'll collect some more Pikmin. We'll be on to the next area. Alright, we're gonna head off to the Wistful Wild, which will be the first time I've gone to this area. As I mentioned, I noticed that the first 3 areas represent winter, spring, and summer. I presume this one represents fall, all the falling leaves. I can pretty much guarantee that. So we will go through here. This area did not look too big from the map I saw. But taking a look around here, make sure there's no hidden items up here that I need to grab. Looks like we're actually okay. There's some stuff here for me to turn into honey. Some random stuff. There's a thing over the ridge there. Yep. Grab some red Pikmin. Grab some blue Pikmin. There's some shit to clear out, clearly. Wait. Weight's worth 1,000, which means I'm gonna need 100 purple Pikmin. That sucks. Work on... Okay, that. Yeah, we can gather up some honey there. Some guys down there that need to be taken care of. That's not a wall for me to knock down. That's all good. This guy is very annoying. I want to punch him in his face with my fist. Now that I've killed him, I shall take him back and harvest his organs for more Pikmin. Or maybe I give him pass. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's not get squished though. You know, with your face facing the wall there, you are in like the worst position ever. Like you literally, you can do any damage to my Pikmin. It's very minimal. Meanwhile, if you're facing the opposite direction, you can shoot a rock that can fucking kill everything. Wait, from the appearance, this particular frightening caverse. Courage is one thing, but recklessness is something. Can we turn back? Well, if you still want to enter, keep your daring in check and just focus on surviving. Thank you, ship. You can be quite sure this area is filled with stupid shit. Let's go back. We'll grab up some blue Pikmin, some red Pikmin, some purple Pikmin, some yellow Pikmin. Whole company of Pikmin shall be picked up, so we may hopefully be ready and balanced for the upcoming cave challenge we're about to do. Plenty of reds here. Oh, that horn now where they pop up automatically is super great. Alright, give me some blues. I need some blues and I probably need some yellows. So we'll call off the purple, or I'm sorry, the red Pikmin and use them to turn into blue Pikmin. So we'll take and put away the reds so I don't accidentally pull this into the red area. Alright, you're gonna be blue Pikmin now. And what else? Grab up some, I have 45 blue, looks like a 45 blue Pikmin, that's ridiculous. Alright, we're gonna dump them back into my spaceship though. I need about, 20 to 25 of these. Alright, grab up a 25 of you. Yellow Pikmin, which of course is one of the most important Pikmin colors there are. Whether it be Pikmin 1 with their ability to throw bombs, or Pikmin 3 with their ability to resist electricity, one of the most dangerous of the three elements in this game. Right, I grabbed up the black Pikmin. We have many Pikmins. We're going to feed them as well. We're going to make sure that the little flower, non-flower guys get the flowers and stuff. Alright, now we're going to go into the cave. We're more or less cleared out cave. It's good, it's good, it's good, everyone. It's good. There's praying that I don't fuck this cave up and lose half my Pikmin. I've just taken, what, 95 of them into this cave. So every Pikmin I lose is a Pikmin that I'm gonna have to re-grind out yet, particularly the purple one. I'm not as concerned with yellow, blue, and red so much as I am concerned with losing purple Pikmin. Yes, please only throw yellow Pikmin at that. Don't throw the blue ones, that'd be great. Right, I want you to take out that one, and then I want you to go next door and take out the next one. Very good, Mr. Pikmin. You'll know exactly what I think. Would you rather have many Pikmins or few Pikmins? I think many of us would rather have many Pikmins. Particularly when you know that your Pikmin. Please have the death, thank you. Did I lose any blue or purples there? Okay. Purples, pinks, greens, indigo, violet. No, none of these Pikmin colors exist. Red, blue, yellow, purple exists. Yellow, white exists. Yeah. Not make a thing of that though. Once upon a time, there were many Pikmins, and I turned them into money. That's what I do. Gotta slow roll this level. Make sure we don't accidentally kill ourselves. What I'm gonna do is not that. That would be bad. Alright, this is gonna cause a chain reaction. They're never very good. This is however good for Christopher right here. That's too bad dead Pikmin. Grand thing. I think we did. I think he's defeated. Close to it anyways. I just don't want him to pull another bomb out of his asshole. It's like my main concern. It's like I can fight you as a normal Pikmin 2 monster thing, but the second you start like fighting that, I don't want to do that, that's dumb. Also, let's set off the bomb. Set up the bomb. I kind of want you to not be on the edge there. You look like you're about to fall off to the abyss. I'd very much like you to not do that. So I'm not throwing it into the abyss yet. Good, I think. So I've got a cake, and I've got a marble, and enemies bring back my base. They don't want to seem to come the way I just came. So what is the best solution? There is another thing that I gotta beat up, I think. There's two things. The balloon guy. There's this fire thing that's messing around with the electricity, which is very obnoxious to me. Because I'm trying to make sure that my Pikmin fight this guy and not go and see if electricity, if red Pikmin can generate electricity. They cannot. Ugh. Still need to pick this cake up. I need like 2 more Pikmin. But I also want to make sure that Mr. Bomb guy does not throw a bomb on my head, making everything pointless. I mentioned in an earlier episode, I've been reading a couple books that talk about like being successful in finances or being successful in business. And one of the things that I don't understand about these books, not all of the books, is that a lot of them will have like 100 or 200 or 300 pages, and you open it up And it's got these wide-ass margins with these huge-ass font, you know, font type, and just the most ridiculous of spacing, to the point that even ignoring the fact that a lot of these things will have pictures in them, or at the end of the chapter, it won't pick up, you know, necessarily on the next page, but will be, say there'll be a blank page between the end of one chapter and the start of the next one, or like I said, pictures, or whatever else you want to put in here. I just feel like either make the book smaller so the margins are tinier, or fix the font print. I don't know, maybe the book was tiny. Maybe when these books came out, they were all supposed to be like, I don't know. I'd have to get a roller out to determine how big these margins are. Well, let's just say 9 by 6 or so. Instead of the, you know, 8 by 12, not really flip phone. Anyways, what I was trying to say is basically these huge margins make the book look like intimidating, because like, oh my god, I gotta read 300 pages, and then you're like, I'm doing 12 page a minute. It's like, that is not at all how fast you should be reading. It should be words per minute, not pages per minute. I mean, I've read some fucking dense-ass literature books where you spend like 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes is an exaggeration, depending on if you're stopping and thinking and taking notes. I mean, yeah, you could easily do 5 minutes every 2 pages, but like, it would not. I'm gonna say it would not be too much of an exaggeration based on how dense some of the fonts are in some of these literature books. It would take you, I don't know, say a half an hour to get through 12 pages or something like that. You know, something ridiculous like that. Yeah, I want this guy dead because I don't want him swooping down and picking up my Pikmin when I need them to be fighting fireball orbs. I need him to be dead, which is ideal. I'm like 90% sure that all of the items are hidden in these bulb orbs. Also, this is very much the arena for fighting that one automated fighter thing that had the like Gatling gun or the laser or whatever. Yeah. Could use lots of red Pikmin here, which I do not have an abundance of. This will work, but it will also light them on fire, so I'll have to do this. So hopefully they do not get destroyed, i.e. burned up in the fire like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just lost a purple one. I lost 2 purple ones. Great. Just great. Hard to get, hard to keep. Purple Pikmin. Sacrifice to the I'm stupid gods. Here's one thing I could do. I could walk over with my Bumbo and punch him in his face. That might be ideal. Instead of trying to fight him on equal terms by using red pick the guy who's on fire, maybe I just use Bumbo and boss character to punch him in his face. Seems logical, right? Particularly if I can evade his attacks. Taking damage here, that's not great. Not take damage, that'd be super duper. You literally just punch, evade, punch, evade. You'll be dead soon enough. Only a space worth punching, yes. course, if I saw a cat creature like that, I'd probably punch him in the face too. Provided he wasn't, say, I don't know, 2 to 3 times my size, height-wise, and I don't know, let's say three times the length. I might think about it secondarily. I mean, like, I think to myself, I'm like 5'10", so I'm a little less than 6 foot. If I ran across a giant that was 12 foot tall, what would I do? I'd probably shit my pants and run away. Probably shit my pants. Also, the giants of today are probably actually people that are like 6'1" or something. Because probably back in the ancient biblical days, you probably had, people probably, our average height was probably like 5 foot. So like, for someone to be, say, 2 foot taller and be like a six something, that would be a giant. That would very much be like a giant. Alright, we're gonna go pick up this ring. Gonna pick up the stinky bulborb. And yeah. We will continue along the journey. Which will require me to kill these other fire bulborbs. And if they happen to have anything inside their buttholes, take those. And to deposit them in my treasure hoard, like everything else. Fortunately, I could use stone on them, like this, but only fire Pikmin. Anyone with non-fire Pikmin will just get burned up, dry. You're like, I can't believe that happened. He got turned into cinders like he's some sort of lord of cinders or something. I don't know. Speaking of which, speaking of that accent I just made, I have to do this because they're clearly not latching on to anything. Right, that's what I kind of need you to do. I also kind of need you to, there be 10 guys here to latch onto this. These purple Pikmin, I need you to latch onto that and pick it up, thank you. I recently brought myself a trucker cab. Me, Trucker Priest. I'm gonna drive my big rig down the highway. I'm gonna go bump bump. Get out of my way, bump bump. But I'm not gonna do that because that's just rude. Alright, two fire bulborbs down, one more to go. Do I want to risk the other half of my life knowing that if either Alamar or a boss happens to take too much damage, I get a game over. I go back to the start with no treasures. Conversely, if I have him, if he eats on my Pikmin, I will also be in fuck time. That would be fuckity wuckity. So what is there to do other than to use the red Pikmin as I quick, throw the red Pikmin. Turn them into mush. This will like hopefully do, I guess. I don't know. Alright, apparently that was a bad mistake. For 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 of my red Pikmin just got eaten. Not great. Everything's 20 and I have 10 each and it's not great. Alright, he picked up, he's got some sort of need. Some sort of compass thing, I guess? I couldn't really tell by first look. Either like a compass or a watch or something, I don't know. Alright, they're going to pick up the other bulborb. We're going to bring him back for Pikmin processing, even though he's only going to give me like 5 coin. And then, yeah, we'll move on to next level. It'll be fine. This ring is Ring of Destiny. It's called Gem Star Wife. Be a very big star, big red star in my life. Allez, that makes you want to go Aguga. I wish to turn him back into the big pile of food that he is. Or punch him in his face and it would be great.
Just me, Trigger Chris. Driving my big 16-wheeler down the highway. Go home when this is all said and done. Watch me some football. That football is on right now, then I don't worry about it.
Yep, expected that. So I'm going to walk around this area. And we're going to try to bait out any other rocks that fall down. I also see there's some guys here that are, you know, some of the guys that are flower guys that hide with the eyeballs, like that one. And I'm sure there are others over here that pretend to be daisies but clearly have eyeballs with flower, whatever you call it should be. And yeah, we'll go over here and we'll try to take care of them. When I was a child, things looked different. We had things like games and polls, and they were like kind of like your department stores. But they all had a very similar design to them. So basically, what it would happen is you would have 2 ways to get into or out of the store. And a couple grocery stores that I go to have a similar concept, but they were built after this boom. But basically, you would have your front door, and your front door would either be on the left, would be left side or right side, okay? You could either enter from the left or the right, so if you're coming from the parking lot, and you head down the left side, you'll have a door to go into. If you head down the right side, you have a door that you can get into. And there's both in and outdoors, and each side had sort of a place for the air to go. So I don't know if you've ever seen like what they call double doors, where you go through 2 doors, and then there's a small area that's generally designed to take whatever air is outside and they equalize it with the air that's inside. So in the wintertime they turn on the heat, in the summertime they turn on the air conditioning to try to equalize it so that when the door opens, a big blast of cold air doesn't blow in and cause all of either the people working behind the counter registers to get frozen, or for it to really cool down the rest of the store, you know what I mean? So you have double doors for that. So that what happens is you freeze a smaller area, and even if that area stays ice cold, it should warm up based on the fact that it's connected to the inner area. So you're not pulling large freezing breezes into your shop. Walmart does it. You know, if you've ever gone to a Walmart, they've got a set of doors that you enter, and there's an area where you can grab your cart, and then there's another set of sliding glass doors. That's a good example of what they were doing there. Anywho, get to my point. We used to have these old department stores that would have the 2 doors. And a lot of them, from when I was around, a lot of them would have like an arcade video game sitting somewhere around where the double doors were, either inside the double doors, so it didn't really matter if you were cold or not cold. It didn't really matter because your kid putting quarters into the machines. So whatever we can do to get more quarters out of you is the best. But what I was sort of trying to get at was a lot of, I don't know why, it was just sort of a popular design for a store. And then, depending on what store you would go to, I know even up until relatively recently, the Target would even have a place for you to get like little stupid shit, like hot dogs and popcorn and soda. And I know Target sort of moved away from that. So now, if you go into Target, it's like a Starbucks or something more high class. But for some reason, back in the day, that's what you would have. You would have like a little snack shop that would have like popcorn, hot dogs, slushies, soda pops, I guess. And I'm not sure, again, this is probably something that businessmen looked at some point and realized, yeah, I don't really want my clothing near a slushy machine. You know, I don't want my customers buying a slushie on their way in and getting slushy juice all over my merchandise. Of course, the idea was you wouldn't do that. You would buy the popcorn and the slushie as you were leaving. Or maybe you would stop in there briefly to pick up a slushie or a hot dog and sit down at the counter while your mom was shopping or something. I don't know. There's probably some philosophy behind it. I was too young to know, and by the time I was old enough to sort of think about it, it was already a passé thing. Except for Target. Target, Walmart to a lesser degree had something like that. The old Kmart also had something like that. But instead of having like hot dogs and soda pop, that they would have like Walmart had McDonald's. A lot of them had McDonald's in it. Or Kmart had Little Caesars in them. So you could like, for whatever reason, if you wanted to spend all day in the Kmart, which is also sort of a bizarre thought to think of, but say you wanted to spend like, I don't know, 3 hours at the Kmart, which is more hours than anyone should spend in a Kmart, or any other store for that matter. But you could go there at 10 o'clock, shop for 2 hours, you know, take your time, looking at clothes, looking at electronics, food, whatever else the Kmart had. And then, you know, before you leave at noon, or maybe you want to take a break, I don't know, I find that kind of weird, but say you want to take a break in the middle of your clothes shopping, you stop off at the Little Caesars, it's in the shop, get the food, and then keep shopping afterwards. I've never been a big shopper, I guess. My big thing would be like, I would go to the, like if I went to Kmart, I would go to the section of Kmart I wanted to go to. Which for me was never the clothing section, it was always like the electronics area. So I could look at like video game, or CDs, or whatever other gizmos and gadgets they had in the electronics section. And then sometimes I would make my way over, depending on what age I was, over to like hardware or whatever. Or hardware was next to the electronics, and then behind that was usually toys or something. But I've sort of gotten off topic, haven't I? Alright, so we more or less defeated sub-area 3, so I'm just going to gather up these Pikmin. We'll cut the episode here. When we come back, we're going to continue down this challenge pit area. And I don't know how many floors there are, but hopefully there's not a million. So, till next time, I hope you have a good one.